for the serious gamer.
Hey there, it's SpiderBite at NextGenTactics.com. This is our Search and Destroy Rush series for Karachi defense. This is my class and killstreak configuration. Typical class and killstreak configuration. If I'm not using it, well, I guess I'm using something else. Okay, our A side rush. I'll do this the majority of the time with a bit of variation. You know, I might go left here, I might go around this way. And we will usually run into enemies around this area. If they're going fast enough, if they're they have the same class as us, they might already be up those stairs. Or they might be up these stairs, so that's why we're going to check. And what do you know? There he is. So you have to be careful. I mean, even if you come around, there could be a guy that's up in the building right next to us as well. So we happen to have a care package. Again, these tutorials, they're not consecutive rounds from a single game. They're different rounds from various games. Woohoo, resupply, sweet. Okay, so we got a bunch of teammates over at B, and it looks like all the blips are over there as well on the radar, so we're going to go over and see if we can help out and get the last guy, and there he is. And we get him. So here's another A side rush, and we're going to flank. A lot of times if they do go to B, I mean in the last round there were two guys that did come to A regardless. I think the bomb planter went to B. But most times, you know, if the bomb's going to B, they're all going to go to B. And this guy is kind of the lone guy, I believe. And that time we went left instead of right when we came into that area. So we don't see anybody else. We didn't check up the stairs, but there's action over at B. So we're going to try and come in here and flank these guys. So we catch the one there. We're switching to our secondary with a quick knife. We actually happen to have a tack knife on this class. Was one of our earlier rounds. Plant a claymore just in case they come back around. It's likely that they are coming to B. We do have a teammate over at A, so we're not too worried just yet. And our teammate gets the last guy. So always keep an eye on your radar and where your teammates are located. If that other guy had been at B, I would have made my way to A. So here's an A side rush, and we have this is actually a good example of an epic defuse here. So we're looking forward to that. So we can actually hear somebody, I believe. Unless that's just static on my headset. I don't know. Anyways, we're staying at A. Yeah, we did hear somebody. He's in this building next to us. We're just checking the other buildings before we go in there. We want to make sure he hasn't moved. And there he is. He's firing again without a silenced weapon. So we're going to drop down. And we just want to be sure. And we're going to nail him right here. Perfect for a headshot. And I always go for headshots in that situation just because I want to complete the headshot challenges or prestige challenges for the MP5K. So plant a claymore. Our teammates, we have two of them over at B, so we're going to stay at A. Okay. And that's what I'll usually do. I mean, I think something happens here, and one of their teammates actually starts coming over to A, and I'm like, no, stay at B, man, stay at B. Because even if, you know, let's say he sees the bomb over there. I mean, it is possible for somebody, and there's a guy going around the corner on the rooftop there, and he ends up killing our teammate. So I'm telling him, you know, go back to B. You're coming over to A. You know, I can cover A. Despite me seeing somebody, there are two guys left, and the other guy might have the bomb. So I'm telling him to go back to B. I still have A covered, and you know what happens when two of you are over at A? I guess we're going to find out in a few seconds. And this is typical. And 90% of the time, if you got two guys at one target, the bomb gets planted at the other. So we're still hanging out. And I was just checking the map, the radar, to see where he was. And what do you know? The bomb gets planted at B. I probably should have gone over to B, but anyways. So now we have to defuse. They know we're coming. It's 2-on-2. And we'll see what happens here. We're just going to check inside here. We're going to drop down. Usually they like to hide in this area here. Behind, on the far side, behind the target. We actually managed to catch a guy. He's lying prone there. Now we have a teammate. We don't have a lot of time, so we're going in to defuse. And we're hoping our teammate can actually get this guy. He ends up getting knifed. And this guy tried to get fancy. He tried to come around and knife me. I stop defusing. I nail him, and I defuse with like 0.2 of a second. to spare. So you like the little commentary at the end there. I think that was pretty epic. I mean, the guy, he could have easily had me. And
he actually does pretty good.
And here's another A-side rush. But I just want to talk about that a little bit because I see it a lot, and I do see it with guys. Some guys on our clan as well. They're probably not going to like me saying that, but I mean, a lot of guys will try to get the sweet kill. You know, whether it be a knife, a throwing knife, a no scope, whatever. I focus on getting a kill. I mean, sometimes, yeah. I mean, I do go for the headshot sometimes, but the thing is, if you have an easy kill, take it. Don't, you know, if you got a guy with his back turned to you and you're 20 feet, don't, you know, most cases you don't want to run and try and knife him. If he turns around, he's going to smoke you. In some cases, I mean, take the shot, just take him out. You know, instead of no scoping, go for your secondary. I mean, a lot of, you know, you're close quarters with the guy, and I see people going up to him and trying to no scope. No, switch to your secondary, especially if you have a shotgun. It's made for close quarters. So I think people try to get fancy sometimes, and that's what he tried to do. He tried to knife me. Maybe he could have had easy shot, maybe not, but regardless, I managed to evade him and get up and smoke him and defuse the bomb with like 0.2 of a second. So I'm feeling kind of lonely here. This was an A-side rush, and the guys are over at A, and you saw where I planted that claymore, and I actually showed the kill cam, the round-winning kill for this. But I always plant my claymore there, typically, and I actually get I get both of them with that claymore. So I just thought I'd show that. We'll actually probably at some point do a separate video for claymore positioning. So here's actually a B-side rush. I do it occasionally. I like the A-side rush a lot more. B-side rush, you could run into guys well before this, and it's hard to get an edge when you're doing this rush, but you know it works quite often. So I mean, these are the only two rushes we do anyway. It's either the A side or the B side. So not sure if we heard that guy or knew he was there basically, but we didn't see anybody else coming to B, so we're pretty sure they're going to be up in these one of these two buildings or both of them for that matter. So we're going to go up here and see if we can find them. We're taking our time because you know we're fairly certain they're up here. But we could be wrong. They might be in the middle area somewhere. Who knows? They might be in the building next to us. We can hear movement, so we know he's here. But we're still telling our teammate. We have a couple teammates, and we're telling them to stay at B. And one of them just got taken out. So it's just me and one other guy. This guy actually starts making his way over to A, but then I tell him, say, no, stay at B. And I think it's after I get another kill here, possibly. Not sure. But like I said, if there's two of you, unless you can see the bomb, and unless you can keep an eye on it to make sure that the enemy isn't going to come over and take it and go to the other target. So here's where he starts coming over, and I think in a few seconds I'm actually telling him, no, man. And I'm not sure if I had him on mute and I unmuted him, but I'm telling him, no, man, go back to B, go back to B. There's one guy left.
Oh, he's got the bomb. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, we're not sure where the bomb is right now. And there he is, just like right behind me. And we get him.
Get ready for the next round.
Right when I was going up there to get...
He should have just stayed at B. Actually, if he didn't, that guy probably would have got me, but whatever. So here's another B-side rush.
Another 4 tomorrow. I gotta put some...
And I think we actually see this guy was pretty quick, so he planted a claymore. I think Guns ends up getting him, but you see how quick they can come into B, so they can actually get in position before you can. There's a guy up there. I'm not sure what he was doing. Maybe he's trying to jump there or something. I have no idea. And yeah, this is the last round for this video. But we plant that claymore, and just in case there's somebody still at the spawn and they're going to come around and try and actually... Okay, so we know where he is. Sort of. He's in the middle somewhere. And, I mean, there's 5, and I think one of our teammates, Ace, was saying, have some self-control, and I don't have any. I'm just going for this guy. And he ends up firing at me, and fails badly in the second shot, and I catch him. So that's our Karachi defense video. Hope you liked it. For more strategies and tactics, visit www.nextgentactics.com. I'm Spiderbite, and I am out of here.